Oke, mungkin kita bisa mulai ya untuk webinar pada hari ini. Turn on kamera. Ya, selamat siang Bapak dan Ibu yang kami hormati. Selamat datang pada acara webinar Dymar dengan topik yang hari ini akan kita bahas, yaitu replace your SMS OTP and token with one touch secure and cost effective solution. Perkenalkan, saya Leo dari Dymar Jaya Indonesia selaku host yang akan memandu acara webinar pada siang hari ini. Nah, pada webinar ini kita berkolaborasi, Dymar berkolaborasi dengan solusi dari Airome Technologies. Jadi Airome ini adalah penyedia solusi cyber security yang berbasis di Singapura. Solusi mereka yang disediakan itu lebih ke solusi digital banking dan e-document management system. Maybe Pavel, Leonard, Irina, you can show your face. I will introduce you. Okay, and you can say hello to all attendees. Dennis is not here, yeah? Dennis is join us? Dennis, no, yeah. So I would like to introduce the team from Airome. The first, Mr. Dennis Kallenberg as a CEO, but he's not here. And then I will introduce you to Mr. Leonard Chong as a VP Business Development Asia Pacific. Yeah, you can say hello, Leonard.
Apa kabar, everyone?
Hey, your bahasa is good, ya. Okay. And next, Dr. Pavel Melnichenko as Chief Technology Officer.
Yeah. Hello to everyone. Hello.
Yeah, and last, Miss Irina Latuskina as Chief Business Development Officer from Airome.
Halo.
Ya, oke. Nah, mereka adalah tim dari Airome yang join di webinar siang hari ini. Dan yang akan menjadi speaker adalah Mr. Leonard dan Dr. Pavel. Oke, sebelum kita mulai acara webinar, mungkin saya akan kasih sedikit aturan main lah yang perlu kita sampaikan dalam webinar ini. Karena ini adalah webinar pertama Dymar, dan saya harap kalau ini sukses, ke depannya kita bisa adakan webinar-webinar selanjutnya. Oke, peraturan yang pertama itu demi kelancaran webinar ini, kita akan mute seluruh attendees sampai acara selesai. Jadi jika ada pertanyaan, Bapak dan Ibu bisa menulis di Q&A yang ada di menu Bapak, atau bisa raise hand juga. Jadi nanti seluruh pertanyaan akan dijawab oleh speaker setelah akhir presentasi. Dan yang kedua, slide presentasi tentunya akan kita kirimkan setelah webinar ini. Nanti tim Dymar akan kirimkan ke email yang sudah terdaftar. Jadi Bapak dan Ibu kan juga ketika daftar webinar ini ada menulis email address kan, nanti akan kita kirimkan ke email tersebut. Kemudian di session terakhir, jadi setelah presentasi selesai dan Q&A, itu nanti kita akan ada quiz. Quiznya online quiz, kita pakai Quizizz. Total hadiahnya 1,5 juta rupiah dalam bentuk e-wallet Dana. Jadi nanti kita akan 1,5 juta itu akan diberikan untuk 5 orang pemenang. Seperti itu. Jadi kalau bisa dananya itu dana ini ya, dana e-wallet ya, e-wallet Dana itu nanti bisa disiapkan account number-nya. Jadi kalau Dana setahu saya dia pakai nomor telepon, jadi nanti bisa disiapkan nomor teleponnya. Kalau nggak ada account Dana bisa registrasi dulu. Oke, kita bisa langsung mulai. We can start. Leonard, you will present your first session. Okay. For Leonard, please welcome.
Okay. Okay. Apa kabar, everyone? Very good afternoon to you, and a warm welcome to today's webinar. On behalf of Airome Technologies and Dymar, terima kasih banyak for making the time to be with us today. I hope everyone, including your families, are safe and well. I would like to thank Dymar, our partner, once again for organizing this webinar. Terima kasih banyak. So today we shall share our thoughts on why traditional transaction authentication and confirmation techniques like OTPs and tokens should be replaced because they are not secure, not user-friendly, and expensive. Moving forward into the future, we strongly believe that the whole digital revolution in banking will be driven by mobile. Therefore, it is very important for you to provide mobile digital banking solutions that are easy to use and secure. Today, Airome together with Dymar can help you to provide a secure and easy to use digital experience, which will help you to grow and keep your customer base. So just a quick introduction to Airome Technologies. Airome is headquartered in Singapore with our R&D base out of Moscow. We provide cybersecurity solutions for digital banking and e-document management systems. We have a secure client-server software called PAYCONFIRM that can be used to confirm or digitally sign any type of operations, including bank transaction or e-documents using your mobile device. Our mission is to enable our customers to provide user-friendly, secure, and cost-effective digital solutions. We have been around for more than 10 years and have a customer base of more than 65 banks, particularly in the Eastern European region. We have 8 out of the 10 top 10 Russian banks as our valuable customers. As you know, Russia is rated number 2 in terms of providing innovative digital banking services. We have gained recognition by winning awards such as Best Cybersecurity Project for financial institutions in Europe. Our immediate goal now is to expand our business in Southeast Asia, where we see huge potential for growth in digital banking, especially in Indonesia. I think the agenda for today has been covered by Leonardo earlier. Okay, so let me start the session by sharing some quick thoughts about digital banking during this COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 has changed the way we live and work overnight. This pandemic has accelerated the growth of digitalization. From virtual meetings, online orders, online banking, digital services are definitely growing in importance now. Our lives have definitely been affected, especially in the way we bank. As you know, movement restrictions caused by lockdowns has affected traditional access to cash payment services. For example, for the unbanked, it is more difficult to receive financial grants from the government through G2P payments at this most difficult time where cash is really needed to pay for essential services. Indonesian President Joko Widodo recently mentioned that only 15% of the underprivileged people in villages and 25% of those in cities whose livelihoods were affected by the pandemic had received social aid. So it really shows how vulnerable we are due to the disruptions caused by the lockdowns. And these really highlights the importance of having a digital and social distant banking system. So looking into the future, we do expect to see a great shift now towards branchless banking. This, I believe, will certainly help Indonesia's push towards increasing financial inclusion. Banking everywhere, but never at a bank. You know, the whole digital revolution in banking will be driven by mobile, as I said earlier. We see that legacy channel usage is decreasing dramatically, while digital channel usage is firmly increasing. The use of digital is really being accelerated by the younger, tech-savvy millennials. they are quickly becoming the bank's largest addressable market. Digital, after all, is really about providing optimal delivery with minimal turnaround time for your customers. And for banks now, it has become clear that the winners in the digital race will be the ones who are able to be part of a customer's life by providing a secure and easy to use platform to meet their daily needs. Okay, just like a convenience store, like 7-Eleven. Our ever-present mobiles will be the most perfect and most convenient banking tool for us. We as consumers now expect frictionless and personalized services at any touch point. Any failure to meet these expectations may result in customers leaving and choosing a better bank. So we should be able to do the following with our mobile banking app. Shop at our convenience store, for example, pay as a credit, debit card, or wallet, save through our deposits, invest in bonds, equities, and mutual funds, protect ourselves through the purchase of insurance products, borrow through secure or unsecured loans, identify ourselves for authentic digital identification and verification purposes, EKYC. I think this is really the new trend we are seeing now, EKYC. And finally, to be able to sign digitally, acknowledge, verify, and exchange any legal agreements and documents. Really a paperless office concept. So the transformation in digital banking and our push towards branchless banking will be spearheaded by mobile. Amongst the many benefits it brings into our lives, mobile technologies is also the obvious solution to overcome the logistic issues associated with having a physical presence everywhere. Okay, particularly in reaching out to the unbanked and underbanked populations. I mean, Indonesia as a country has thousands of islands, right? So it would be, it'd be easier to use mobile to reach out to the people out in the islands. So in Indonesia, for example, nearly 2/3 of the 264 million people own at least a mobile phone, and 42% of which are smartphones. More Indonesians have smartphones and bank accounts. So mobile technology is the obvious solution to reach out to Indonesia's underbanked population through mobile digital banking services. So what is needed for an ideal mobile app? It definitely has to be easy to use, secure, and cost-effective. Okay, so this will allow you to reach out to more customers and grow your business quickly. For added security, banks have implemented 2FA, two-factor authentication. This gives an extra layer of protection to ensure your online security. So when you log into internet or mobile banking, banks typically require you to identify yourself by providing your username or password and a OTP or one-time password, normally generated by a 2FA token. These are some typical 2FAs that are in use today. You have your key chain size token, commonly known as a hardware token, or those little calculators you have in your pocket. Okay, you have OTP sent via SMS to the mobile phone, which is registered with the bank. You have your digital token or soft token that will generate an OTP to provide as an authentication factor. Well, they all work, okay, and are used quite extensively, but are they really that safe? Not really, as there have been frequent incidences of SIM swap fraud and SMS hijacking caused by weaknesses in the SS7 network. Okay, we will be demonstrating how easy it is to hijack an SMS OTP in our demo later. So, as the saying goes, if it is complicated, it should be secure. Okay, but this normally means not user-friendly. Okay, imagine having to wait for your SMS OTP and retyping it just before the timeout occurs. Here is a classic example of the 2FA process. As you can see, there are quite a number of steps that need to be taken. You click on the blue box to generate an SMS OTP. Then you got to wait for at least 30 seconds for the OTP to get to you. And if you do not receive the OTP in time, you click to request for a resend again. So it's totally not user-friendly, as there are too many steps involved, and it really takes up too much time. This gets even more complex and time-consuming when CAPTCHA is added to the 2FA process. Okay, so for me, I think this is a worst-case scenario. Even more steps, even more time. So OTPs, while being so-called convenient, are not the most secure means of verifying a person's identity. In fact, there are fairly simple and popular ways to exploit 2FA codes, and that's through SIM swap fraud and SMS OTP hijacking. SMS messages with passwords can be easily intercepted by a Trojan lurking inside your smartphone. Okay, so it is not surprising that we are moving away from SMS-based OTP. Cyber criminals have realized that they could trick telco operators into transferring a user's phone number to a new SIM card, during which time they could take over a user's online account. And the cybersecurity industry has been warning against the insecurity of SMS OTP for years now. It is because it is unsafe to secure systems with SMS-based authentication due to weaknesses in the SS7 protocol used in all mobile networks. Cyber criminals can exploit SS7 to intercept SMS messages used in online transactions. Okay, vulnerabilities in SS7 will allow attackers to silently hijack a user's phone number even without a telco's knowledge, allowing hackers to track users or authorize online payments or login requests. We are slowly starting to see a shift from two-step authentication via SMS to other forms of 2FA. New regulations are encouraging this change. European financial institutions, for example, now have to offer two-step authentication because of the revised Payment Service Directive, PSD2. For information, the key objective of the European Union's EU's PSD2 directive is to create a more integrated European payments market, making payments safer, more secure, and protecting consumers. So to be compliant with PSD2, consumers must be able to explicitly authenticate via a second channel, defined in PSD2 as Strong Customer Authentication, SCA. SCA means that consumers now identify themselves with at least 2 or 3 possible factors, which essentially amounts to multi-factor authentication. So based on PSD2, any financial or commercial operation carried out by EU consumers must be authorized using a SCA and a SCA compliant mechanism. Okay, the implementation of SCA is supposed to make it harder for hackers to commit identity fraud, thus making online transactions more secure. Okay, these standards would, I believe, eventually be adopted globally, as countries who serve EU customers would need to support these standards too. So therefore, before any SCA payments can be made, consumers will need to provide two kinds of information to verify their identity. Something you own, so it can be your cell phone, can be your phone number, email address, debit card. Something you know, this can be a PIN, password, or maybe an answer to a security question. And lastly, something you are. This refers to, for example, biometrics, your fingerprint or facial recognition. For obvious reasons, the last one, the something you are thing, is the hardest to hack. Okay, but it is also the hardest to implement. So the majority of SEA is going to focus on the first two, something a customer knows and has. Well, the good news is, fortunately, Airome allows you to implement the hardest to hack something you are component to verify your identity through our PAYCONFIRM mobile transaction authentication signature solution, which I will be sharing with you later. Okay, so the European Banking Authority, EBA, is tasked with enforcing the revised PSD2. They have issued standard technical guidelines which state that SMS-based OTP is not PSD2 SCA compliant. And this includes tokens as well, as shown in the table in the slide. Okay. The EBA specifies that the SMS message containing the OTP is not a something you own component. Okay, it's the SIM that qualifies this as SCA. The message is just to confirm that the individual has a SIM in his possession. So all in all, SMS was never that secure to begin with and should never have been used so extensively. While two-step verification and 2FA is recommended, security experts have warned against relying on SMS as the second factor. Okay, I will stress again, this includes OTPs generated by tokens, both software and hardware. Okay, so hence the decision by PSD2 to classify them as non-SCA compliant. As I've mentioned, cyber criminals are exploiting weaknesses in the SS7 protocol to intercept messages for 2FA. In recent attacks, cyber criminals use these techniques to empty accounts at the UK's Metro Bank. Customers at other banks have also been victims of these attacks. I believe a similar incident happened in Indonesia recently as well. So the attacks highlight the issue of the SS7 network not authenticating who sends the request. Okay, therefore SS7 will treat the commands of whoever gains access to the network all the same, regardless of its validity. Whether criminals use man-in-the-middle SS7 attacks or engage in SIM card swapping, it just goes to show that relying on a SMS-based method of 2FA is not the most secure way to protect your sensitive accounts. Multiple German banks have also announced plans to drop support for SMS-based OTP as a login verification method because of the various phone hacks on them. And of course, the PSD2 legislation that will be enforced on 31st December 2020 this year. Since PSD2 states that SMS OTP is not SCA compliant, Postbank, Raiffeisen Bank, Volksbank, Deutsche Bank, Commerzbank, and Consorsbank all plan to discontinue support for SMS OTP. Just for your information, recently we at Airome helped a financial institution in Cyprus with their PSD2 compliance using our PAYCONFIRM solution. Okay, so in any institution, cost is a big factor, particularly OPEX, operating costs. I think SMS costs about 3 Singapore cents per SMS. I believe in Indonesia it's about 100 rupiah per SMS. So if you have large amount of SMS OTPs daily, your cost is certainly going to add up. Not forgetting you have to pay licenses for the hardware tokens that you issue to your customers. You have to handle the storage and distribution, replacement of these hardware tokens. So the logistics involved in managing all this can be actually very costly. So I hope you now have a better idea of why SMS OTP and tokens should be replaced. Okay, I would like to stress again, there are certainly strong and valid security concerns for these based on the European Union's PSD2's decision to classify them as non-SEA compliant. Okay, I shall now give you a brief overview of our PAYCONFIRM solution. This solution, okay, I would say again, will allow you to implement the hardest to hack SEA, something you are component, okay, using mobile transaction authentication signature. So we use our mobile phones for practically everything today, to book our flights, for work, to read the news, to transfer money, to communicate. Okay, I'm sure we all feel lost or empty without our mobile phones. I mean, for me, honestly, my mobile is probably more important than my wallet. So since the mobile is so much a part of our lives, it would be perfect to use it as a digital key. So a bit more about PAYCONFIRM. PAYCONFIRM is a mobile transaction authentication signature, MTAS solution that uses asymmetric cryptography. It allows a bank's customer to confirm their transactions in any digital channel with a high level of security and convenience. So compared to other methods for transaction confirmation, PAYCONFIRM makes the process more secure and user-friendly. And of course, it is also done in a very cost-effective way because now there's no need for SMS costs or tokens costs. PAYCONFIRM consists of two parts. There's a server part, which is implemented in the bank's IT infrastructure. And there's a mobile client or application on the smartphone part. And this is, and we support iOS 9.0 and above, and Android 4.4 and above. PAYCONFIRM can be easily embedded into the banking mobile application or work as a customized standalone app. But for most of our customers, they use PAYCONFIRM they embed PAYCONFIRM into their banking mobile applications. So to the end user, they don't see PAYCONFIRM at all. It's totally white label. So in the core of the signature generated by PAYCONFIRM, there are asymmetric cryptographic algorithms, which means that a bank itself doesn't store any client's keys, while digital keys, so-called private keys, are generated and stored in the client's smartphone and cannot be intercepted as well as reproduced by any other third party. Okay, so PAYCONFIRM was developed, tested, and successfully implemented in one of the harshest environments in the world in terms of hacker activity. I mean, I'm sure you're all aware about the Russian hackers. So you can be rest assured that it is a proven and highly secure solution. Okay, once again, I stress again, we do not use SMS, we do not use a push code, we do not trust the smartphone manufacturers. However, we do use strong cryptography, okay? And we also support biometry as well. So we are really focused on providing the best security when you confirm your transactions. For example, in terms of transaction security, in PAYCONFIRM, the transaction authentication signature is generated on the basis of 4 components: the exact transaction details and the timestamp, the smartphone fingerprint, which uses the unique characteristics of the smartphone, and a private key that is stored in the client's smartphone. In terms of device scoring, we are able to pinpoint the exact location of the user through geolocation. We will also know whether the device has been compromised by malware, etc. In terms of mobile app security, we link signatures with the unique device information on mobile, which cannot be replicated. And in terms of confirmation scheme security, we link the signature to your device and not the SIM. Okay, so only you can access your phone via Face ID or Touch ID, and no one else can. Whereas with a SIM, this can be duplicated. So with a stolen phone scenario, the thief wouldn't be able to access the phone. It would cost him a lot of money to try to break it or unlock it. And in the meantime, the customer can report the phone lost to the bank to block the account. We are certainly ready to be verified. Okay, we regularly get white hats to audit our PAYCONFIRM solution using white box techniques. We're proud to say we've gone more than 7 years without any incidences. Okay, basically we are ready to be audited. Okay, in fact, we are just now in the process of getting common criteria certification. Okay, another one of our goals really is to create a simple and easy to use tool for the end user. We shall be demonstrating this capability in our PAYCONFIRM demo later. Okay. As I mentioned earlier, we work as a white label. And so we do not take any branding away from your banking, mobile banking application. PAYCONFIRM works both online and offline mode, even in airplane mode. I think during the demo of our PAYCONFIRM, we can show how offline mode works. It's really easy to use. You confirm everything with one tap. It's really simple. No need for any tokens, no need for any SMSs. Okay. So PAYCONFIRM is really easy to implement. We have an SDK with a rich library of PAYCONFIRM APIs, which will allow you to create flexible transaction confirmation use cases. We have a full project kit to support your deployment and also full integration support. I'm glad to say that one of the quickest POCs that we did took us only 4 hours. Okay, well, just to reiterate what my points earlier. Okay, one of the advantages for end user experience, it's very simple. We may want to make it easy. No need to wait for SMS. No separate device. Nothing to do manually. No denial of service while roaming. Okay, one tap. That's all. Okay, so based on statistics, we have gathered from our customer base, we see up to 30% reduction in OPEX costs, particularly in terms of SMS costs. Okay, so when you use PAYCONFIRM, you get to reduce your overall costs. So there's a variety of use cases that PAYCONFIRM can be used for. Obviously, internet banking, mobile banking, cardless ATMs, paperless office, card not present, etc. And even eKYC. Okay. So PAYCONFIRM collects a lot of raw data in our logs. So using big data analysis, this data can be used to improve the overall customer experience, create targeted marketing campaigns, and predictive analysis. And finally, with the use of PAYCONFIRM, there will be reduction in your risk exposure. Okay, there will be reduced risk to financial losses due to theft and fraud, because now you're more secure. You will not have any negative impact or integrity on your branding, once again due to increased security, and you will be protected from possible government sanctions due to any breach in your security. Okay, so I hope you now have a better idea of why SMS, OTP, and tokens should be replaced. There are certainly very strong and valid security concerns. Once again, I'd like to stress this, for these based on PSD2's decision to classify them as non-SCA compliant. Okay, and I believe this approach will also be adopted eventually around the world. I also hope you see the value of PAYCONFIRM and how it can help you to replace your traditional confirmation methods. PAYCONFIRM, not forgetting PAYCONFIRM, allows you to build secure, easy to use, and cost-effective digital banking services. Okay, last but not least, do remember that PAYCONFIRM allows you to implement the hardest to hack SCA something you are component to verify your identity for transaction confirmation through our MTAS, Mobile Transaction Authentication Signature Solution. Okay, so we shall now move on to the demo portion of our webinar. Okay, so I shall hand my presentation over to Pavel.
Yeah, Pavel, maybe you can continue.
Okay. Leonard, thank you very much for such informative presentation. We have a demo site, payconfirm.org. Actually, you can use it by yourself. Here you can go to demonstration and you see a demonstration page, and it was built like a sample of online banking. And you really have to understand that all of the functionality of this demo in web browser can be done in the mobile phone. And we built our demo like this because of it's more convenient to show solutions functionality. And this is not necessary to use it in web page. So it can be integrated in mobile phone as well. The first thing that we have to do when we use our online banking is authentication. So for PAYCONFIRM, authentication, it's like a specialized type of transaction, and we just identify ourselves and press sign. After this, transaction will be created, and here on the mobile phone part, you can see that we have one notification from PAYCONFIRM. We can press on it, and we can see all of the transaction details, and we can confirm or decline this. So here, transaction about login, and we press to confirm. We identify ourselves in mobile phone via fingerprint. That's all, transaction confirmed. Actually, it's very, very easy. As you saw, no one-time password that can be intercepted, dictated, or provided, or stolen, or something like this, just one button, confirm. And if on the demo you press see details button, you can see that there are a lot of security techniques and a lot of information under the hood. When user just press confirm, we see that happened a lot of things. So our demo created a transaction, extracted information about the user, about cryptography public key that will be used to verify digital signature. There is information about transaction. We sent notification after this. After confirmation, we received digital signature value that was verified successfully. We see all of the information about confirm attempts. When I pressed confirm button, PAYCONFIRM made device scoring. So it collected a lot of information about the device. Here you can see all of the raw data, about 17 parameters, even location. So you can see from where transaction was confirmed. So I'm here in Moscow now, and made analysis made analysis of this information, detected if device was rooted or no, if some suspicious software was installed or no, and provided risk level of this particular transaction. And only after this, we made a decision that yes, we confirmed this transaction and we can believe signature provided by mobile phone. As you saw, I just press one button, confirm. And if you want to confirm regular transaction like a payment, you know, here is pre-filled form, you just press sign it button. And you can see operation details. For now, it's payment transaction. We just press confirm, that's all. No need to do anything else. One more interesting thing that I want to show, it's score-based or risk-based authentication. So as I said, PAYCONFIRM can analyze all of the device, and if risk level is absent, is very low, so maybe we can not to disturb user at all. So for example, if transaction with for low amount, it's a regular transaction and risk level is absent, we can confirm transaction automatically, and this demo can show how it works. We just press try to confirm automatically, press sign it, transaction will be created, provided to mobile phone, and will be confirmed automatically because risk level is no risk. So this device is completely clear and we can believe this automated signature. And for user, I did not press any button. It looks like, oh, and all of the confirmation was made in background. But if here risk level will be higher, or transaction amount, for example, will be above some level, it will be impossible to do this in this way. So this is like you know, like adaptive authentication. And one more interesting thing I want you to show, it's about login process, because of from our customer we have a lot of questions that, hey, our customers cannot remember their usernames or password to log in because of when you log in somewhere, you have to provide your identifier. And PAYCONFIRM can help with this. You can see here QR code that can be showed on the login page. And with PAYCONFIRM application, I can scan this QR code and identify myself. I see all of the information. What will I do with this QR code? Press confirm. That's all. As you saw, I didn't even provide any identifier of myself. My mobile phone identified me and identified and authenticated, as we saw with all of the strong cryptographic techniques. So this is actually for our customers, it's very important thing to do this in more convenient way. And one of the most interesting implementations of this feature is cardless ATM machines. So you can serve your customers, bank can serve his customers even without banking card. Just authenticating users with a mobile phone. That's all. You can imagine that you go to ATM, scan QR code that dynamically regenerated from time to time, and that's all. You know your user without it. I think that's all for the demo. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, I think me and my colleagues will answer with pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, Pavel, you already finished?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, okay. Maybe we have 3 questions. You can see the question, Pavel?
Yes, I see the questions.
Maybe you can answer.
But if it's not hard for you, can you please translate?
Translate. Okay. Could you please describe how to use describe to us how this can be combined with our application, and how about the workflow of the process?
Yeah. Actually, what I demonstrated to you, it's our reference application built above our SDK. We provide all of the materials and libraries to integrate into your mobile app, and all of functionality that I showed to you, including confirmation, sign-in, key managements, and all of this will be integrated into your mobile app. For your user, it will looks like they use mobile application of your bank, but in some part of this application, there are functionality to sign, confirm transactions. So, for example, if your user creates transaction in online banking, he confirms this transaction in mobile application. But if your user creates transaction in mobile app, so with this mobile app, but another part provided by us, it can be signed after this verified on the server part. So we have a lot of documentations, a lot of variations how to use it. If it's interesting for you, of course, we will provide and we will guide you through integration process, of course.
Okay. For Bu Imaniar, if any question, maybe you can type in the Q&A. If the answer is not clear. Okay, maybe we can continue to the second question. I think user is Pak Adi Wijaya. Pak Adi will ask about, may I know how PAYCONFIRM know when we do the transaction? Do we store our card number in PAYCONFIRM mobile apps? Maybe you can answer.
Yeah. PAYCONFIRM, it's like a backend system. As Leonard said, it will installed in bank's backend, and it will communicate with mobile part only when there is some transaction that must be confirmed. So, for example, you saw our demo. You can imagine that this is a web page where user inputs credit card information, and after this, your processing creates transaction that requires to authenticate the user with additional method. And in this step, your backend will ask PAYCONFIRM's PAYCONFIRM server, hey, PAYCONFIRM, there is transaction that should be confirmed by our user with identifier, something like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after this, PAYCONFIRM will get these transaction details and go to mobile application. It will wake up mobile application via push, and mobile application will rise up, communicate with PAYCONFIRM server, get all of the transaction details, ask user if he wants to confirm or not, generate digital signature, send it to PAYCONFIRM server. PAYCONFIRM server will verify this confirmation, and after this, he will call back your backend application with words like, hey, you asked me to confirm this transaction with this user. Here is the results. It was verified successfully. You can proceed your process and to process this transaction. So in 2 words, maybe it's very complicated, but it's more easier to show it on the picture. But in 2 words, when your backend has transaction to confirm, it provides it to PAYCONFIRM server, and after this, just wait the results. That's all.
Okay, maybe your PAYCONFIRM can be do as a SDK, yeah. So not as a separate application, yeah, from the mobile banking.
Of course.
Maybe,
Actually, yes.
Sorry, you can continue. Oh, okay. Maybe you can go to the next question. Maybe we can back to another question from Bu Imaniar. So the previous question. So do we still need to prepare an infrastructure to provide our services? This is from the previous question.
Yes. About infrastructure, as we said, PAYCONFIRM server will be installed in a bank's infrastructure. Because of we completely understand that transaction details is very sensitive data. So that's why our solution is on-premise. But we can show you that infrastructure requirements, it's they are very soft. So it's not a problem to install it infrastructure of our customer. Yes.
Okay. You can go to the next question from Pak Indrawan Gomer. How do you collect info device fingerprint from user side? Is it using JavaScript for browser? The risk scoring, is it automatically or need to declare by user?
Actually, this is very good technical question. We collect a lot of the information from operation system, and we do this in different way. We collect information that we can be grabbed. For example, for Android, we collect information, all of the applications, Android mobile system provide this ability. About device sensors, for example, each device sensor has different proximity, so we can get all of this information and make a fingerprint. We collect information about serial numbers of chips on the device, about network, about rooted device or not. There are a lot of information, and we combine all of this into device fingerprint, and that's how we fingerprint the device. And of course, some information, for example, location, requires to get permission from a user. If user gets this permission for us, we can collect this information. If no, we collect information that we can collect without permissions. So something like this. And about device scoring, it's like separated model. So you can use it. You can use our scoring model, or we can send all of the raw data to your anti-fraud system, and you can you can make a scoring by yourself. It depends on your requirements.
Okay. And there is a question from Bu Imaniar from the previous question. And can it implement it in iOS?
Yes, of course.
Yes,
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. Okay, we can go to the next question. In the 3D Secure version 2 authentication flow, in which area PAYCONFIRM will give us the best benefit? It's from Pak Theodorus Senjaya.
Yeah. If we're talking about 3D Secure version 2, it's about risk level authentication. But if 3D Secure flow thinks that this transaction must be authenticated in additional way, so here PAYCONFIRM can be used because of if, as I said, 3D Secure think that this transaction must be authenticated, you have to use some additional authentication method. So here, PAYCONFIRM will be like in 3D Secure version 1 substitution of SMS one-time password, for example.
Okay. The next question from AWP. How is your sign process done? You create some hash value and sending to server and validate it, or you inject some certificate to APK or SDK?
Our confirmation process built on asymmetric cryptography. It means that each user has its own key pair, and to generate digital signature, private key that's stored on the mobile device is used, and public key that registered on the server side is used to validate this digital signature. So in our base version, we do not use digital certificates because of PKI infrastructure. From our opinion, it's not an easy thing, from time to time, it's really hard to implement it. But if you want, we can integrate with public key infrastructure, and it will and PAYCONFIRM will use digital certificates to verify digital signature. But as I said, in our base version, we just use public key cryptography without digital certificate. So in 2 words, mobile application has its own private key to generate digital signature. Server knows public key to verify digital signatures. That's all.
Okay. We can go to the next question from Pak Felix. What is geolocation for, and is it to make sure where the device is?
Actually, geolocation in common way used to detect some anomalies from security point of view. For example, if I'm here in Moscow from now, and after half of an hour, I will be in Singapore and try to spend all of my money from my account to some, to some suspicious bank. We think that this is anomaly, and it can be detected from anti-fraud by anti-fraud system or by risk scoring. This is from security point of view. But as we said, our solution is not all about security. It's about convenience and about cost-effective too. And this information can be provided, for example, for your marketing team to understand from where and what your users try to buy and how they spend your money. And when you use it with ATM machines, with cardless ATM machines, you can check if this ATM is near the user. Yes, something like this. There are a lot of situations when geolocation can be used. So, but from security point of view, it's for detection anomalies.
Okay, we can go to the next question. How about installing PAYCONFIRM on user device that has a custom APK installed? What will it be? from Parian.
How about installing PAYCONFIRM that
Yes.
as a custom APK? Actually, sorry, but I cannot understand question. What are you asking about?
Yeah, they have the mobile banking application that use the custom APK. Custom APK, yeah, I think APK is custom ya. Ya mungkin Pak Rian bisa jelaskan custom APK. Yeah, you confused about the custom APK, right?
No, actually, I cannot see connection between PAYCONFIRM and custom APK. You know, because
okay.
because of PAYCONFIRM, as I said, for sure can be installed on any mobile device if a user can install custom APK or cannot. But PAYCONFIRM can detect some some security breaches on the mobile device, for example, if device rooted or not, if some malware installed or not, if security settings are okay, for example, user can install custom APK. PAYCONFIRM will be installed, but it can detect it, and if you want, it will not work on devices like this. That's all. If you want, it will. If you want to PAYCONFIRM will block himself, it will block. That's all.
Okay, maybe we can go to the next question. Mungkin Pak Rian kalau mau dijelaskan maksudnya bisa ditanya lagi. From Ahmed Hama, hi, I think we both agree about installing malware on device on Android is not easy, since Android default setting wouldn't be able to installing application from unknown source. But let's say the Android has been compromised and the malware has been installed, like on the demo just I saw. What make you think the attacker can intercept the request sent by your Android app to web server?
So this question contains two parts. So it's not easy to set some malware on a device. So it's discussable point of view because there are a lot of techniques to force the user to install something. Okay. But our security policy, our security, like methodics based on our thoughts that our Android application cannot believe our server. So you're completely right that all the requests can be intercepted. That's why we just receive information from our server, and it doesn't matter if this information will be substituted or will be, will be intercepted, because of our goal is to confirm right information, and if this information will be hijacked or substituted, okay, we will sign this information on the mobile device. We will sign substituted transaction details, and after we generated digital signature, this is a digital signature. It's not a secret information. We can send it via open channel. We are not secure channel, and server will receive this digital signature during verification process. Server will understand that this digital signature belongs to another information, belongs to some substituted data. So confirmation process will fail. That's all. To hack our application, to hack our methods, some malware, the only way to hack PAYCONFIRM is to steal private key stored on the mobile device. But how we protect our key information on a mobile device, I think it's separated topic to discuss, because we use a lot of techniques. I can show you that we paid a lot of attention to protect our keys, and this is the only way to compromise our solution. That's all.
Okay, we can go to the next question from Pak Alvin Surawijaya. What kind of parameter that PAYCONFIRM used to validate that the transaction is valid or genuine. And if PAYCONFIRM validate the transaction on behalf of the bank, is the bank have the authority to set the validation parameter?
In common scenarios, PAYCONFIRM generates digital signature based on 4 parameters. The first one is transaction details. So bank can set transaction details in any form, in any content that it wants to do. So it can be binary data, it can be text data, it can be JSON, XML. So we have no limitations for this, and with this parameter, you can specify all of your specific data. This is the first one. The second one is timestamp. So all of our digital signature verified in short time period from generation. The third parameter is device fingerprint. So we mix device fingerprint, all of this collected information, all of this device fingerprint based on collected information. We mix this with transaction data, with timestamp. And the fourth parameter is private key, as we said, to generate digital signature. And all of this data mixing by ECDSA algorithm, and we generate digital signature. And to verify this, we need the same data, but instead of private key, public key on the server side and verify.
Okay. Next question from Pak Adi Wijaya. Is there any option when fingerprint failed to recognize?
Yes, of course. Like in a usual application, as far as I understand, you're talking about user's fingerprint when I use my finger. As for a usual application, it cannot be recognized, but you can substitute it with a password, for example, or it can be password stored with a fingerprint, or like a PIN. You know, it's like for regular application, it's just a protection level, one of protection levels to protect our private key on a mobile device. It's like a usual application. In Apple, this is Face ID, Touch ID.
Okay. Next question from Pastif Teja Sukmana. How PAYCONFIRM can work for a mobile device that doesn't have internet connection or weak internet connection in several locations? And what we can do if our mobile device is stolen?
About if the device is stolen, you should behave yourself like in case your credit card was stolen. The first thing you should do, you should call to your bank. Hello, my mobile device was stolen. Please block my access to my account and my keys. From bank side, it will looks like public key that corresponds to this particular user will be marked as blocked, and it cannot be used to verify digital signature. That's all.
Okay. The next question: how long we need if we want to apply that system? Can you explain the phase that we will face? Thank you. From Pak Aldiram Prilaksa. Okay. In the chat. How long we need if we want to apply this solution?
Actually, as Leonard said, we spent a lot of our time to make our solution the most easy for our users and for our customers too. And our record proof of concept project took about 4 hours. But this is not a regular way. We completely understand this. But regular projects takes from 3 weeks to 2 months, we think. And actually, a lot of time takes to to negotiate between different banks division, how to implement this, who will do this, in which time it will be integrated, for example, on a back end, on a front end, and all of this, and all of these negotiations inside the bank. As I said, from 3 weeks to 2 months, and stages will be like we make a decision that you want to do this. We provide all of the documentation, how to implement with descriptions of business processes, how it will work, what you should do. We provide all of the legislation documentation, how to change agreements with your clients, that this new confirmation method will be used. And after this, we build a plan about implementation, in which time we will integrate it in your infrastructure, in which time our SDK will be integrated into your mobile app, in which time our server side will be integrated with your backend, and we go by this plan, something like this. But we think this is not very hard to do this.
Okay. And I think there is a question from Pak Steve in the previous question that how PAYCONFIRM can work for mobile device if the device is only have a weak internet connection in several locations.
Does have internet connection, weak internet, in several locations. So actually, we have a scenario. When PAYCONFIRM can work in offline mode. I'm thinking maybe to show you, but I think it will be not inconvenient way. So I'll try to explain. We to generate digital signature, we use, as I said, 4 parts. And when we generate digital signature, we have not only one part to generate it. It's about transaction details. But instead of get transaction details from PAYCONFIRM server via online connection, we can substitute it with a QR code. Yeah. For example, you are working in online banking, but your mobile device have no internet connection. You create a transaction, and to confirm it, your online banking generate a QR code that you can scan with your mobile application, and via this QR code, transaction details will be transferred to mobile phone. After this, mobile phone will generate digital signature, but in offline mode by different algorithms. We'll cut it to, for example, some short representation, like a 10 digits. It will look like one-time password for end user, but actually it will be digital signature generated in the familiar way, but with separated algorithms. And this, we call it confirmation code, can be provided to online banking to confirm. So it will look like this. But if you want, I can show you. Leonardo, how do you think? Should I show you how it works?
Maybe we can do the private session with Pak Steve if you kalau berkenan lah Pak ya. Nanti kita bikin session sendiri.
Steve, if you want me to show you, I can do this in a private session. You can contact. Yes, we can contact with you. We will explain and answer all of your questions. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your question.
And we have 2 questions, but I will explain to the attendees. Mungkin karena waktu kita terbatas, kita pertanyaan terakhir 2 terakhir lagi. Ini dari Wait a minute, ini terakhir questionnya. Ini from Pak Fendi dan Bu Ana, jadi ini 2 question terakhir, dan mungkin nanti next question, the last one, okay, Pak Geoffrey. We have 3 question, last 3 question. I think we have to close the Q&A session because it takes quite a long time. Okay, the first question is from Fendi Cornelis. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this authentication means works behind the scene without client need to insert OTP or etc. when confirm transaction. Means we need to synchron the device with our user ID first. Can it work with 2 devices or more with 1 user ID?
Yes, you're completely right, without any one-time password. You know, regarding your question, of course, your device should be personalized at first. We have described personalization process. We have a lot of options how to do this, but in a short, in 2 words, personalization process contain key distribution scheme. So mobile device generates key pair and provide public key on the server side. If you want to, we can at this step issue digital certificate with certification authority, and after this, all of transaction can be signed and verified. That's all.
Okay. The next question from Bu Anna. If application got an error or not able to use, how PAYCONFIRM will authenticate the transaction? Are the customers still able to do their transaction?
It depends on requirements of our customer. Yeah, of course, if application is unstable, in our regular projects, user have some some additional options to confirm the transaction. Which option will it be? It depends on the bank. So it can be switching to SMS one-time password by decreasing limits because of security concerns. Yeah, it can be option, for example, call to a bank to authenticate yourself. It can be something, some additional level. But for end customer, it's for us. It's very important just to stabilize their application and to prevent situations when it can be unworkable. That's all. So it's the same situation when, for example, your network connection is down, maybe some works or some shutdown on the bank side. So it's like a, disaster recovery plan in a small point.
Yeah. Okay, maybe you can go for the last question from Pak Geoffrey. What about the license? Will it be subscription type license or perpetual type of license?
Our legal license policy is annual payment per user. So it's it's like a subscription, but we are very flexible in licensing questions. So if you think that your working model requires some different licensing types, we can discuss it. Yes, we can charge by transaction, by users per year, unlimited. A lot of variants.
Okay. I think all is good. And from the participant, buat semua attendees, kalau ada pertanyaan mungkin yang saya ada miss, mungkin bisa raise hand ya. Oke. Terima kasih apabila ada salah-salah kata, dimohon maafkan. Nanti kita akan bertemu di next session 2 minggu lagi dengan topik yang berbeda. Oke, terima kasih banyak. Sampai jumpa di next webinar dari Dymar. Terima kasih.